Let's talk about babyface turns and why they typically suck. So where did this whole conversation start from? Started with the whole Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan feud, okay? So let's just backtrack for a second, because this really is about, it started with Rhea Ripley, and she kind of had her comments on that, and it kind of led to a snowballing online. So Rhea Ripley, we all know, was a heel last year. Well, before she returned, she was a heel, right? She was a diabolical heel. She was a badass heel that the fans liked and cheered for. And she used to stand up to the dudes, you know, and the crowd loved it. She was a cool, badass heel that the crowd very much liked. Came to a point where she was going to be facing off with Liv Morgan and Raquel. Why? Well, Rhea Ripley was attacking Natalya. You may not remember this, but she was in a match with Natalya. She won. Instead of just walking away, she decided that she wanted to attack Natalya because she's a heel and she's a diabolical person and she's an awful human being. And she decided that she wanted to attack Natalya and injure her. So Liv Morgan and Raquel, the baby faces that they are, went down there to protect Natalya and stop the beating. And Raquel and Liv Morgan felt good about that. And Rhea Ripley was upset. Like, why are you guys getting in my business? I should be allowed to attack and maim Natalya. Why are you guys running down there? Stay out of my business. Let me attack and injure who I want to injure, okay? Again, Rhea is a horrible human being. Raquel and Liv Morgan stood up to her and said, no, we can do what we want. We can save her. We can save the locker room. You're not the boss of us. You're not as big as bad as you think you are. And we're going to stand up to you, right? As faces should. So Rhea Ripley decided, you know what? I'm going to take matters in my own hands. I'm going to teach them a lesson, okay? I'm going to run down there and cost them the tag titles. If you remember, Raquel and Liv Morgan were champions at the time, and Rhea Ripley decided to cost them. And Raquel got injured. So they lost the tag titles and Raquel got injured. I think she injured her knee or her leg or something like that. This caused Liv Morgan to get upset. So Liv Morgan ran down there in the main event. I believe it was a Judgment Day main event. Rhea Ripley was trying to interfere in the match, and Liv Morgan ran down there and attacked Rhea Ripley, which caused Liv Morgan to actually injure her shoulder. Not in kayfabe, but she went to clothesline her over. They flipped over, and that's where she actually injured her shoulder. The next week, they decided to write her off TV, and Rhea Ripley attacks her from behind. She was going to the side, and she kind of came up from behind her and attacked her and injured her shoulder. She stomped on her shoulder, if you remember. So this was, again, a heel move. The bad person of Rhea Ripley caused an injury. Liv Morgan went away for 6 months, came back, ultimately attacked Rhea Ripley with a chair, but she was getting booed. And Liv Morgan was saying, wait a minute, am I taking crazy pills here? She's the bad guy. I just got revenge. I getting booed. She took me out for 6 to 8 months. Why are you guys like getting mad at me? Of course, she's right. She is getting revenge because she was wrongly injured, right? But they don't care because Rhea Ripley is popular and she's the face. Well, she's behaving like a face in terms of the crowd reaction because she's so popular. Rhea is the bad person here. Liv Morgan was getting revenge, but ultimately Rhea Ripley is popular. Therefore, she gets the crowd reaction. Therefore, they decided to push Rhea Ripley in a face direction. Liv Morgan is now a heel, even though Liv Morgan has done nothing wrong, really. At that time, at least. So over the course of the last couple months, Liv Morgan is being positioned as a heel, of course, and Rhea as a babyface. Now Rhea Ripley's come down to the ring when she returned from injury. She come down to the ring, she's touching the fans. She's changed her behavior. And folks are wondering, why is that happening? What changed? It makes no sense. She's the awful person here. She's the bad guy. And now she's the face. She's getting cheered no matter what, right? But they're calling it out and saying this is dumb. Liv Morgan is the real victim here, and Rhea is the bad guy. Now, this has led to some discourse online, and Rhea Ripley, she sees everything. She can talk about touching grass and going outside. Rhea Ripley lives on Twitter. She sees it all, and it's obvious she does. She sees everything on Twitter. I'm not hating. I'm just like her. I'm on Twitter all the time. But she stays on Twitter. She sees everything on that damn app, all right? So Rhea Ripley, she had enough. So this is her coming down to the ramp, touching the fans. She's changed, and folks are calling it out. She decided she wanted to take to the mic and kind of let loose her opinion on that thought process that she should apologize or take ownership, because it doesn't make any sense for the character to be babyface without any accountability or acknowledging what she did. So this is her take on the situation.
They really don't. Do you love Dom or do you hate Dom? Because like 2 minutes ago when Liv didn't care about him, y'all didn't care about him, and now he's like the best thing that's ever happened in your life. Second of all, y'all want me to to apologize for my actions? How about asking Roman to apologize for his actions? Or should I just say acknowledge me as well?
Now look at her lean. Look at her lean over. Hilarious. So Liv Morgan's fans were giving her a hard time, and then she replied with that. Now she's been holding on to that for a while. That's like a line she's been wanting to drop for a while now. She held on to it and she let it loose, right? Of course, she's correct. Now, what is she actually calling out here? She's calling out the hypocrisy and the foolishness that is the storytelling that is in professional wrestling. Doesn't actually make any sense, right? She's getting criticized by a certain fan base, a segment of the fan base, for not acknowledging her previous actions and not actually turning face in a way that makes sense, right? Essentially. Well, she's saying, wait a minute, Roman Reigns was getting booed not too long ago. He was an actual heel, a terrible, manipulative, gaslighting heel, and now the fans are cheering him. Did he acknowledge his action? Did he apologize for anything? No, but why are nobody giving him any shit? Why are you guys coming at me with that? She's assuming that these fans are exactly the same. The fans are telling her to apologize are the same fans that are cheering. It may not be the case, right, for Roman Reigns, but her point is, look, pro wrestling, it's storytelling is kind of crap when it comes to babyface turns. If the crowd is happy for you, that's all that matters. You don't have to actually explain anything. It doesn't matter how bad you were before. The fans like you, that's all that really matters, right? And it's a damn good point she's making. So why is that the case? Why is it that when it comes to face turns, they don't put that much effort in? As long as the crowd is happy, that's kind of what it is. They don't really care. Well, the honest truth is, I kind of just said it. It doesn't matter. They won't hold creative to a higher standard in that regard. Creative can get away with that. The fans don't care. If the fans were booing Rhea Ripley because of that bad face turn, like, boo, that face turn stinks. Boo, we're not going to cheer her. They would put more effort into her face turn. But because she was being cheered before anyway, they don't feel the need to have her explain herself or have her to have an honest or legitimate character development there. Doesn't matter. As long as the fans are cheering, who cares? That's the approach for most pro wrestling. Unfortunately, not just WWE, most pro wrestling, if the fans are cheering, that's all that matters. You don't actually have to explain the babyface turn that much. Actually, heel turns are better developed and better executed from a writing standpoint, right? More times than not. A heel turn is typically done better because it's actually a legitimate character motivation that makes sense and is more honest to the character, rather than a face turn, which is just, hey, we want you to be cheered now, therefore your face, right? And she's calling that out by talking about how fans are now cheering Roman Reigns now that he's back, even though the character has not said anything. Now, to be fair to the Roman Reigns character in the writing, he hasn't said anything yet. So for all we know, he's still an asshole. He may still be an asshole. He still may be manipulative. He hasn't said anything yet, technically. So it's not like they foregone any type of storytelling or they freaking ignored any development there. We haven't heard him talk yet. The fans are reacting how they want to react. They can't control that. Like, they want to cheer, they want to cheer. But the character himself has not had an opportunity yet to explain himself. Therefore, it's not bad writing yet, per se. In a regular TV show, like some show on Netflix or HBO, they'll criticize the writing for having bad character development, bad character motivation. In this case, it doesn't matter. Fans can do what they want to do. And if they cheer hard enough, you don't actually have to explain anything, right? You don't have to justify the turn. Just turn them and, the crowd won't boo or they won't criticize you. They won't write any reviews, say, this was a bad character moment. No, that doesn't happen in pro wrestling. Therefore, they can be lazy and they don't have to explain it that well. Let's take a look at some turns that happen where the heel turned face and whether it made any sense, right? For example, think about Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch was big time Bex for a while. After she lost to Bianca Belair at SummerSlam, she turned face. Why? She gave a promo. During her promo, she said something along the lines of, matter of fact, let me play her explanation for why she turned. Remember, big time Bex, long-term heel, turned face at SummerSlam. And why was that?
But at SummerSlam, I am happy to say I finally remembered who the hell I am.
Okay, so after losing to Bianca Belair, she remembered who she is. Why? How? Let's see.
No, it is in the determination. It is in the persistence. It is in the relentlessness. It is in owning every mistake that I've ever made. It is in the pursuit to be better today than I was yesterday. And so when I separated my shoulder at SummerSlam, and that's what it is, I had two choices. I could either give up or I could give it everything that I had.
Okay, so her explanation for her face turn was when she got injured, she remembered who she was. She had to like really step up and get that grit and determination and fight through the pain. And during that process, she remembered who she was before. That works fine. Is it the best turn reason? No. It's something. They gave a reason. Okay, I was in a match with Bianca Belair. I got injured. During that course of the match, during my injury, I realized who I really was. And it clicked in my head that I lost myself. And now I remember who I really am, which is the face, the man. That works fine. Is it the best, most compelling thing? No, but it's a reason, right? It's something. What about a situation with Bayley? Bayley turned face. Why? Because her friends turned on her. The same friends that she used to give diabolical evil orders to. She was in control of a heel faction and she was calling the shots. And then these people who she brought together, these bad people, turn on her. So the bully got bullied by other bullies and I'm supposed to feel sorry for her. And then she says she did it because she was trying to elevate her friends, and the explanation was not worthy of a face turn. But it did not matter because the fans sympathized with her and they felt her pain when they turned to her. By that I mean EO, and therefore it was a face turn. Was the writing for that face turn good? No, not in my opinion. You have Michin, who was attacked by Damage Control. She's over here helping out Bayley. I'm like, Bayley, Michin, weren't you guys like, didn't she attack you backstage not too long ago? Are you not going to acknowledge that? Like, you're going to forget about what she did? Bianca Belair is the only one who has any sense back there. She's like, wait a minute. This woman for the last 2 years has been this evil person. And then because pro wrestling storytelling is so bad, they thought that Bianca, by they I mean the fans, they thought Bianca was turning heel. Bianca acknowledging like the elephant in the room, like this woman is a horrible person. We're just going to forget about that. She's the heel person. She's bad. She's turning heel. Rather than saying that, oh, she's the only sane one here. Bianca Belair is the only one who didn't change, right? In that regard. She's consistent. She hated Bayley before. She hates Bayley now. That's consistent. There's nothing changed there. So Bayley face turn. She got her championship, had a run, lost the belt without ever really acknowledging or coming to terms with what she did as a heel. It didn't matter. Why? Because Bayley is a popular. Therefore, they don't put any effort into it because you don't have to explain yourself when you're popular and you're already over with the fans. That is in my opinion, it was not good. David said it's disappointing. It was. Now, what was the last good face turn? What was the last good one that was actually compelling and well thought out and well executed? I'd say Jey Uso. Remember Jey Uso face turn? Jey Uso was getting manipulated and gaslit by Roman Reigns forever, right? And then he turned once Sami Zayn turned and Sami Zayn got jumped and they asked him to join in, but he came to a point where he liked Sami Zayn. He couldn't bring himself to attack Sami and he walked away from that segment. And then later on, that built to him walking away from the bloodline, and that ultimately led to his face turn and being a face. That was well executed. That was well done. The Jey Uso face turn was good because it made sense because the man was being manipulated and tormented by his cousin anyway. So it was only a matter of time. And then the Sami Zayn thing happened, would push him over the edge. He finally was able to stand up to Roman Reigns and walk away. That was a good face turn. But beyond that, what's the last good face turn we got besides Jey Uso? Yeah, Jey Uso was the last one. Everything else is kind of like, I'm guessing that Roman Reigns will get an actual reason for his turn. Because you remember when he came to help Cody Rhodes, kind of gave Cody Rhodes like a head nod. We don't know how he feels about Cody Rhodes at this point. We don't know yet. So we have to hold off. But yeah, Bayley, Rhea, those are like examples of face turns with no actual explanation beyond, hey, I'm a face now. It is what it is. In pro wrestling, folks don't care. As long as you're popular, as long as you're getting a face reaction, you don't have to explain yourself.
Keep up